Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Juana.
So we found a very cool chart that we want to go over with you. It's a statistics related thing with real estate that sort of it gets us going when we see these. Because sometimes you see a statistic and you expect it to mean something, and it absolutely doesn't mean that.
If you're interested in numbers, if you're interested in numbers, if you're interested in real estate videos in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, say hi to us in the comments. Go.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll start by putting up the chart. Okay. Now, what the chart is it's average home value based on whether you're in close proximity to an Aldi, a Trader Joe's, or a Whole Foods. Okay. Now, if you're near an Aldi, the average value of your home is $321,000. But if you're in a Trader Joe's, it's almost $1 million, and if you're in Whole Foods, it's about $900,000. Now, Juana, let's talk about this as strategy. We should go buy a bunch of houses in a neighborhood for like $200,000-300,000, and then go build a Trader Joe's like right in the middle of them, and the values will shoot up to $1 million, right? That's how it works.
Maybe not.
Okay, so let's talk about that. First of all, why is this like not accurate?
So let's start with the fact that these different businesses tend to go into neighborhoods that are already affluent.
Oh, so they weren't average neighborhoods, and they built the thing, and then that thing they built changed the value of the thing. No. Oh, I see.
So, because look, it doesn't make sense to build a meat shop in the neighborhood where there are nothing but vegetarians, right? So it's kind of the same thing with this. You're going to put these higher end stores in neighborhoods that can support those stores. Okay,
let's really quick. The Zillow book was very good. I read the Zillow book. It was very informative. But there was one thing that was really I didn't like. They did analysis of Starbucks. They found that your house was worth like 40-something% more if you were near a Starbucks. So what they literally said in the book was you should hope that they build a Starbucks near your house because your home value will go up.
Well, so I think it's more that if they build a Starbucks near your house, they are simply confirming your bias that you have purchased in a neighborhood that will appreciate.
Okay, let's talk about these three chains really quick, and then we're going to talk about the other thing and then why this happened this way. Okay, Aldi. Okay, we'll start with Trader Joe's because I think most of the people watching this are in Las Vegas and in California. Trader Joe's is a very high-end grocery store. It's very small. They have very boutique-y like things in there, right?
Yes.
You're not going to get they don't have a large center of the store with frozen foods and stuff like that, like the $2-3 for a whole meal.
Right. No, the store is relatively expensive compared to a regular grocery store, so it tends to be in neighborhoods that are more affluent.
Okay. What about Whole Foods?
Same thing. I mean, what's the joke with Whole Foods that you got to mortgage your house just to buy a dozen eggs?
Right. Yeah. And if they made a place called Half Foods, it would just be half as much, right?
That's right.
Okay. Whole Foods is very expensive. Okay. Aldi. It's a chain that originated in the UK. It's in the US now. It's very popular, but it is a discount store. They target high volume and the lower end of the market.
Right.
You're not going to find these in affluent areas. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you why these numbers are screwed up. So I'm going to go to the next chart, which is where all of the Trader Joe's are. Okay, so if you look at this chart, these are where all the Trader Joe's are. What do you notice about the little red dots? The little red dot means 5 or more locations are in that area.
So they are in areas that have high real estate values to begin with.
SoCal, the Bay Area, Portland, Seattle. You can see that there's a sprinkling of them in Texas, but that's in Dallas and Houston, Chicago area, the Detroit area, and then Washington, D.C., and then the big cities on the East Coast. If you go outside of those areas, and then Miami, and then you see some other dots, but they're all in big cities. They're in, big cities, Trader Joe's.
Right, they're going to be in areas that are more affluent, that can support their higher end goods and where people demand that sort of product.
Over a third of all Trader Joe's are in California, where median home value is over $1 million for a house. Okay, this next chart, these are Whole Foods. Now notice the exact same trend. They're literally, they probably not very good at marketing. So they just said, if there's a Trader Joe's, let's just go within 2 miles, a mile or two, and let's just put in a Whole Food right next to it. Let's just put them let's just put it side by side.
So if you work for Trader Joe's, you're probably going to leave us a comment saying that no, it's the other way around. So whichever way it is, we do know that Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, they tend to be in the same markets.
Sprouts is another one that's very similar.
Yes.
They tend to be on the West Coast. Okay. Now here's Aldi. Now, if you notice Aldi, what do you notice? Yes, they do have some in SoCal, but I can tell you the areas they're in SoCal are not they're in the less affluent areas, lower home price areas. But then you'll notice even in Florida, they're not all in Miami. They're throughout the state where home prices are less. And then you'll notice the broad swath of them across the Midwest and the South, which are not high-end areas. And yes, they have them in the Northeast, but again, they tend to be in lower areas. So this is a perfect example of why you have to be careful with the statistic that if you live near a thing, your home price will go up or go down. And here was the other one I'll show you this one really quick. Aldi triumphs for investors looking to flip. If you flipped a house near an Aldi, you made a 54% ROI. But if you flip near Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, you made a smaller ROI. Wanna talk about flipping houses? Forget these stores because this is completely not relevant.
So remember, when you're flipping a house and you're talking about your return on investment, if you purchased the house for $200,000 and you sold it for $300,000, that's the return on your investment.
It's 50%.
You made $100,000. That's great, but if you purchased the house for $1 million and you sold it for $1.1 million, you still made $100,000, but now your percent of return on investment is 10%. So it's a lot less. So that's what we're talking about. So in the areas where there are $1 million homes, like in the areas where what we're talking about as far as where Whole Foods and where Trader Joe's are, those tend to be $1 million homes. So they tend to be more affluent. So when you're flipping homes there and you're making the same $100,000 based on your purchase price, it's a lot less. When you're purchasing and selling in a less expensive area and you're making that same $100,000, but because your cost basis is less, your return on investment is greater.
Okay. Most of the people that we've interacted with a lot of people that watch the channel, you tend to be more sophisticated. You tend to understand macroeconomics. Most of the people do. So people still don't have a clue. I can tell by the comments. But you're learning. We're educating you, right? Every day you watch our show, you get smarter. And understanding macroeconomics. Now I have a master's degree. I have an advanced degree in business. And I understand macroeconomics. And I spend a lot of time studying macroeconomics and causal effects of the economy on other facets of the economy, especially with real estate, affecting how any change in anything ultimately affects real estate. So anytime you see a change in anything, you have to understand that there could or could not be an effect in real estate. The perfect example was interest rates going up. Why didn't home prices cut in half? Because that's what the people said was going to happen. Home prices would be half because that's the lever. You move this lever moves. It didn't happen. Why? Other things not equal. People don't own their home free and clear. People that have super low mortgage rates. People who just don't care and aren't selling. People with large down payments. It's literally the reason why we haven't seen it, because a lot of people can't get through the other things that affect. And how do you think, most people want to make a decision with as little information as possible. And they want a simple economic model they can understand.
Well, we all do. We all want it simple. We all want things to be easy. And it's a natural thing. But when you're dealing with something as complex as markets and real estate, then it takes more due diligence to understand and be able to make an informed decision.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, share the video, hit the notification bell, and tell all your friends about it. Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. tell everyone this is the best video you ever saw.
And if this is not the best video you ever saw, please go through our catalog and find the best video you ever saw.
Yeah, we have a lot of good ones. You might not be excited with our market update from 2009. You can find them. We do have some videos from back before 2012 where we have 30, 40, 50,000 views that are pretty popular.
And where he has more hair.
I had a lot more hair back then. I was a lot younger. It's pretty funny to go. We did a video where we put a clip from a video we made like 9 years ago because we predicted something and we're right about it. And then when I did the video, I look like much different because like 9 years at my age is like apparently a big difference. So.
And clearly we have way too much time on our hands and we can go back to a video that and show you that we were right. But anyway,
Yep.
So if you liked the video, if it was entertaining, interesting, or you just had a good time watching it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, share the video, leave us a love note, and please be nice to each other in the comments, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.